Hello, welcome to this episode of Study Sips, sponsored today by Smart Water. Try their new cucumber lime flavored water today, available at retailers nationwide. It's disgusting. So today we have these 8 fabulous cans of Monster Energy, all different flavors and varieties. And to go with every single one of these cans, we have a question regarding final exam season here at the College of William & Mary. The 3 of us are going to be taking turns taking a sip of each of these monsters, and with each sip we'll be giving our answers to those 8 questions. So the first flavor we have today is Monster Classic. Tried and true, well-tested, loved by all fans of Monster, whoever those are. So let's give it a go here. Full disclaimer, I've actually had this before. It's not bad, it's really sweet. Reminds me a little bit of like Jolly Ranchers or other slightly sour candies.
I, on the other hand, have never had Monster. I've only ever had like Rockstar, which I drank once when I was like 16. I sipped on it for a few minutes and then I got heartburn. So, I'm sure this is gonna go well. Yeah, I guess what Dean said is fair enough. It kind of reminds me of Jolly Rancher.
I usually don't drink energy drinks. I don't really like the taste, and I just usually just drink coffee instead. I had Monster a few times. I don't really drink it for taste. It's just when like I need to like stay up for a long ass time. What do you think that is? Oh god.
So tests or essays? It's a good question. And I think I have to give a bit of a controversial answer, to be honest. I know essays are less pressure and all that, but tests, you just go in, get it over with, and the pressure's gone right away, just like that. So I think I'm gonna have to go with final exam for that one.
I kind of like essays, only because you know so far ahead of time exactly what you have to do. And, Dean's right in that, like a test, you just get it out of the way and it's done with, and I like that. But like an essay, for me, it's about knowing what I have to do, because like for a test, you don't know what's going to be on it.
And like double majoring comp-sci, that's usually tests, and like on the other hand, J studies, those are almost always essays. Between the two, I would actually say essays, especially like when you're doing like a research project. I think it's kind of fun to like explore, like see all these different ideas and try to like synthesize your own idea. I think that's a lot more fun than just kind of cramming for a test, like just lock yourself in a room and just like grinding like an entire semester's coursework. I think essays are just a lot more fun because there's a lot more like freedom and like how you can like deliver an answer.
Yeah, definitely citrusy, and I prefer it over the classic Monster taste, I think.
That smells even more like candy than the first one did. I don't like that.
So for me, past the regular flavor, all these are kind of uncharted territory. I never had anything besides the original flavor. So I'm gonna try a bit of this Boomer Monster, take a nice Boomer sip. It smells like Skittles. I'm not sure what that tasted like. It just kind of slid down my throat and that was it.
Alright, if I had to come up with any real pre-test ritual, I don't think there's anything particular that I do before an exam. I always take a few minutes right before to sort of like sit down, just not really meditate, but take some deep breaths and make sure that I'm focused, that I have all the knowledge in my head, and I'm ready to go, nothing else in my head distracting me.
In terms of pre-test rituals, I know this is going to sound like a cop-out, but I literally do what Dean described. Like just like for about maybe like 15-20 minutes before the test, just do nothing, just relax, because it can be too stressful, and the last thing you need is to be like stressed as soon as the test starts and you're like panicking when it starts. So like you want to make sure when you start the test, because you're inevitably going to be panicking by the end of it, that you're focused when it starts. You're not stressed. So, yeah.
So what I do before, like on the day of a test, I just kind of, I just wake up relatively early, right before the test, get a nice meal. In my opinion, it's not really worth trying to like stress out at the very last minute if you think you studied enough or you're not. Whatever happens during the test, and like you just gotta tell yourself that, or I just tell myself that like I did as much as I could. If I don't do well, next time.
Oh, wait, it's not that bad. It's like guava juice. It's not bad. I think that's my favorite one so far, actually.
So this, I might have a bias towards this flavor because this is my favorite color. Yeah, it's a bit bolder than like the previous ones. Yeah, it's like a mango, like it still has that like this weird after feeling of just, it feels like there's, I don't know.
Ooh, this is mango flavor. I don't know why it's blue though. I don't think mangoes are blue. I mean, it kind of tastes like mango. It's just kind of like, it is a fiesta.
So in terms of daily routine during exams, I don't necessarily have a very set daily routine. I definitely try to get as much sleep as I can. I make sure to eat healthy as much as I can. All the basics like that. And on days of actual exams, I sleep for as long as I can. Make sure there are no interruptions. To ensure that I'm fully rested and ready for that test.
In terms of daily routine, I mean, like, it's the same as if I had classes, really. I just view the finals as like another assignment, really. I just wake up.
I mean, usually, at least in the mornings it's the same. I still go to work in the morning, so I still have an alarm. I grab breakfast on the way to work. But I think afterwards, because there's no class, what I usually do is that I have like a set time. Like, for example, last semester, like before like 5 o'clock or before dinner, I would just spend all that time like studying, going through, or working on my papers. And then once that's after dinner, I spend the rest of the night like relaxing.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared. This is quite something. Red and green, Monster Energy Ultra Watermelon. I don't know if they got like Christmas or Mario and Luigi. I don't know what's going on here. Ooh, that is that's Jolly Rancher right there.
It tastes like Jolly Rancher too. It's just a bit more. It's a little more, a little sour. It's a bit sour, but that's kind of good. I kind of like this one the most.
Can't say that's my favorite. I can't say I like that one at all. It kind of hurts my throat. It burns on the way down. Ooh, jeez.
So I think here on campus at William & Mary, I would have to pick either one of two spots. The first one actually in the Allen B. Miller Hall, like the business school, there is sort of this library / like relaxed seating area behind the main atrium entranceway area. And it's really nice. There are these really soft like leather sofas and cushions and some armchairs with tables, and you can sit down, put your laptop down, just be doing work, chilling, studying, whatever. And the other one would probably be SWEM, specifically like those classrooms you can check out or rent online. Randy and I spent a lot of time in those rooms studying for our econ exams together, so I think I have some different reasons too.
I know a lot of people like to say SWEM is their favorite study spot, but honestly, it's not really for me. Like in the first floor, I tend to run into people I know that kind of breaks the flow, and then like when I'm on the second or third floor, in the back of my mind, I'm always like, am I making too much noise? Am I interrupting people? And that kind of pressure just kind of gets to my head sometimes. So like, to be honest, my favorite study spots, one of them would just be my room. And then one of the perks to working on campus is that I get to use my office or the building after hours to study by myself, because I do have the keys to my office.
so we're on to the first of the juice blend monsters, and I will admit right off the bat, I've had this flavor before on many occasions, and it is by far my favorite monster, the Mango Loco. It was actually supposed to be limited edition as far as I know, but it was so popular that they just kept it permanently, so it's been available for a few years now. And that is the taste I remember. Quite good.
It's like orange juice almost. There's no pulp obviously, but it's like the first thing I felt like a sting, like on the tip of my tongue. It is like mango orange-ish sort of flavor. Almost reminds me of Nantucket Nectars, like their mango something. I can't remember what that whole flavor is called.
How do I feel about that?
Alright, study tips. Well, I'm definitely not the one you should be asking. If I had to think of something though, I would probably say, make sure to be efficient about studying, and what I mean by that is try not to just spend like 12 hours or like 14 hours staying up really late right before the exam, cramming as much as you can.
I am an extremely, probably to a fault sometimes, visual learner. I had this really goofy math teacher in 9th grade, and he like taught us a way to like remember the first presidents and stuff, like the first like 10 presidents or something like that. I don't even remember the methods he used, but he had us like associate one with bun, and somehow that led back to Washington or something. I don't remember.
Kind of like a controversial opinion about study tips. I feel like if you're the kind of person who's like spending like the entirety of a day, you're like spending nights in swim, then like there's no chance you're studying efficiently. I'm gonna go against the curve and say like studying should be kind of like a continuous conscious effort. Like usually when I throughout the entire semester, I'm taking notes the entire time, and like if I make sure I learn the material then and there. If I don't know something or I don't understand something, I go back at that moment.
Wow, that is sweet. It's a lot sweeter than the last one, I think.
It's almost like this, it's very similar to the last flavor.
The perfect blend of the best flavors Hawaii has to offer. Passion fruit, orange, guayaba, and then monsterized with the full load of our famous energy blend. I definitely do taste everything they mentioned in the can. That's actually kind of impressive.
Oh boy, bringing up bad memories, are we? I mean, to be honest, I don't really have too many like traumatic, or like any traumatic memories involving any finals, to be honest. If I had to pick one, it would probably be my data structures final CS 241 from freshman year first semester. It was one of the first final exams that I'd ever taken, and I got 0 hours of sleep the night before. I was so out of it during that exam. I do not know how I passed, but yeah, it was not a fun time.
Well, I'll put it simply. The way we were graded in that class is it was supposed to be 3 quizzes, a midterm, and a final. That was it. There was no well, he gave suggested homework problems, but there was no other grades. One of our quizzes got cut, so we ended up having 2 quizzes, the midterm and the final. In total, our final grade consisted of 13 questions for the whole course. It was not fun. I got an A in the class. But it took so much suffering and just studying. I hated it. The professor was nice though. I liked the professor.
It's my 6th semester, so I was a junior. I needed to do my NQR requirements, so I took, I believe it was astronomy. But like the final exam, I remember I was just, even though I studied for it, I was like not prepared for it. Because I thought, like based on like the previous like quizzes, I thought it would just be math. But then I opened the first page and it's like, draw and name 6 constellations. And let me tell you, I cannot answer a single one of them. It's a miracle how I passed that class.
Number 7. Monster Energy plus Juice Papillon, which I know is like a French name. Actually, there's a CSGO player with that last name, a very famous player. I don't know what that is.
I feel like this tastes exactly like one of the ones I've had before this, but I just don't know which. It's just tropical, like mango, like peach, and it has that exact same fizziness and like stinginess on my tongue. So it's just I
think I'm losing my sense of taste.
It's an interesting question. I don't know how people have like good finals experiences. If I had to pick any, it would probably be all of my Japanese finals. I don't know why, but for me at least, personally, answering like Japanese questions and like working through those problems or whatever was never really much of like an assignment or like a task for me, but instead it was more like me being able to use my language abilities, you know, and like actually like practice Japanese. And so for those exams, it wasn't really stressful or anything, but I felt more like it was just one of those, you know, class assignments. They were fun.
best finals experience. Well, in terms of just the best final exam, like the most fun I've had doing a final, I guess it would be my philosophy of technology class, just because that course was just so interesting and the subject matter was just so engaging and like fun to think about. So of course, just like taking the final was like just nice because I really like the material.
I think my best final moment have to be for the comp sci capstone finite automata, because I remember, you know, the days leading up to the final, the professor was like, "Oh, make sure you do the course evaluation. Make sure you do the course evaluation." And, you know, of course I did it. And I remember it was a 60-point final exam, and I thought I was doing pretty good throughout the entire thing. And then I got to the last question, it was the bonus question, and it said, if you did the course evaluation, you get 20 extra bonus points.
I don't know what those things are called anymore. Whoa! It's like chocolate milk. Oh Lord.
I am not the biggest coffee fan, so that tastes exactly like those Starbucks chilled Frappuccino ones.
Ooh.
I actually like that a lot. That's actually pretty good. I might finish that soon.
It's always been this thing for me where I move out immediately after I finish my last final exam. And so the moment where I really feel finals is over, the semester is done, is when I actually get back home and have that first bite of like spicy Korean hot pot, which is always my first meal back. That, I guess, is what you would call my celebration after exams.
I guess like as soon as I'm done my last final and I just go back to like my dorm, I just immediately, all the switches in my brain just get turned off. I go home, which usually like same day, if not the day after I do my last final, and get home, unpack everything, and I'm laying in bed that night, ready to go to sleep, and I just see the ceiling in my bedroom, and like, you know, when I was a baby, my dad like put these like glow in the dark like stars up on my ceiling. We just had them there ever since, and I see those and I'm like,
So usually I leave for home like the day after my last final, so I spend like a night on one last night on campus. And I think like the way I usually celebrate after I take my last final is like I go to CW and treat myself to something nice, you know, maybe a few scones from Blackbird Bakery, or like if I'm really feeling really fancy, I might go to like one of the more expensive restaurants to get a nice dinner. But then like I'm just kind of laying in bed in my dorm, you know, I'm finally done for the semester, and I take like the fattest nap.
Yeah. Thanks for watching Study Sips with us today. Please make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. Well, maybe not favorite, but at least throw a like our way. You know, we get like 30, 40 views. These videos take so much work. Jin works so hard to edit these videos, and we only get like, what, 2 or 3 likes max? And you know who those likes are from? Us. So please, that would, you know, be great if you could throw a like our way. Hi, Cole. Can you get out of the shot? Yeah, and we'll be back with a new video probably within the next week or 2. Maybe not from here. Maybe it'll be from a different set.
maybe it will be food related.